We know there are development needs to be done. So for us today, we feel to condemn that one at the strongest term possible. Today, the governor has gone to the courts, and we will wait, and we are patient, and we will obey what the court will come with their ruling.
As the country celebrated 14 years since the promulgation of the 2010 Constitution, civil society groups are lamenting the government's failure to fully implement the Supreme Law despite large strides being made. During Katiba Day celebrations in different parts of the country, the government was urged to uphold human rights and take action against persons involved in corruption.
This level of public participation that we've seen in the people of Kenya should be encouraged and should not be fought, should not be met by impunity and abuse and misuse of police power and criminalization of the criminal justice system against the people of Kenya. The fact that we are still talking about how to create political expediency, that we can have what is good for the political class, then I think we are still going in the wrong direction. And what we ought to still foster is, let us implement the Constitution first as it ought to be. Article 81 stipulates that not more than 2/3 of the members of the elected public bodies shall be of the same gender. By this standard, Parliament as constituted is unconstitutional. If their own court orders are disobeyed, then they go ahead to grant reprieve to the same arm of government that continues to disobey those orders, then they remain the same circus. They remain the joke to the citizens of Kenya.
This is an opportune time to remind the current government that we expect nothing short of complete compliance with each and every dictate of the Constitution.
Azimio leader Raila Odinga's journey towards contesting for the position of the chairperson of the African Union Commission has officially begun after President William Ruto launched Odinga's campaign and endorsed him as the candidate for the position. The ceremony, held at State House in Nairobi, was attended by fellow leaders of the East African community as well as other leaders from African countries and within Kenya.
Our commitment to strengthening multilateralism from regional to global levels remain steadfast. Kenya has already stepped up to enhance its contribution to Africa's development by championing institutional reform at the African Union. We believe that offering a highly qualified, experienced, and competent candidate to lead the African Union Commission is perfectly consistent with our commitment to the transformation of our continent through our institution of Pan-African unity. The Honorable Raila Odinga is a celebrated statesman whose longevity in leadership has been sustained by an unrelenting devotion to democratic change as the foundation of sustainable freedom and prosperity. Kenya has benefited from progress both on the broad stage of national governance as well as the evolution of specific sectors that are attributable to reforms championed by the Patriotic League of indomitable visionaries, among them the Honorable Raila Odinga. I want to say the Honorable Raila Odinga possesses the professional capacity and experience, a proven track record of transformative leadership, and a wide experience of accomplishments at the national and regional levels. Furthermore, the Honorable Raila Odinga enjoys a sterling reputation as a zealous Pan-African who has consistently demonstrated a strong faith in Africa's possibilities and exemplary commitment to the cause of laying a robust foundation for Africa's transformation.
At the same time, the former Prime Minister, Raila Odinga, has now declared that he intends to make the African Union a people-centered organization if he becomes its chairperson. Speaking during the official launch of his bid, Raila stated that he would collaborate with all heads of state to achieve the goal. He also affirmed his readiness to take on the responsibilities of the AU, emphasizing the need for a united Africa.
Those were some of the founding fathers of our continent who believed that Africa will only develop if it is united. Nkrumah said that Africa must unite or perish. That is the school which I'm coming. To be able to realize the dreams of the founding fathers, first we need peace on the continent. In 2013, they talked of silencing the guns. But in 2024, the guns are not silent on the continent. We will work to ensure that guns are silent so that we can be able to have a peaceful development. Forests of Central Africa, from Indian Ocean to the Atlantic, Africa must be one. Its resilience and hope for a bright future transmitted to our young people. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, my selection to be Kenya's candidate is not about one man's ambition, but an African's journey to serve the motherland. Indeed, I plan to constitute my cabinet of chairpersons with a continental outlook. I'm grateful that friends and eminent persons across Africa have volunteered to engage in my campaigns from the West, North, South, Central, and of course, Eastern Africa. Excellencies, I'm ready to serve. My heart is ready and my hands are steady, and with your support, I shall get the opportunity to be of service to Africa, the cradle of mankind. I am made in Eastern Africa for Africa.
Former Cabinet Secretary for Informations, Communications and Digital Economy, ICT, Eliud Owalo, has officially handed over the ministry's reins to the newly sworn-in Cabinet Secretary Margaret Ndungu. The handover ceremony took place at the ministry's headquarters in Telposta Towers, Nairobi, on Tuesday, and was attended by senior officials, including the Principal Secretary for Broadcasting and Telecommunication, Edward Kisiangani, and Principal Secretary for ICT and the Digital Economy, John Tanui. Following his tenure at the ministry, Owalo has been appointed as the Deputy Chief of Staff, where he will be responsible for performance and delivery management in the government. Speaking about his new role, Owalo shared that he also had time to meet up with the Public Service Management Unit as he is set to resume office. Elsewhere, Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka will now take over the leadership of the Azimio coalition following the departure of co-principal Raila Odinga, who officially launched his bid for the chairmanship of the African Union Commission. According to the Democratic Action Party of Kenya leader Eugene Wamalwa, there will be no power vacuum within the coalition because Kalonzo, the second most prominent politician in the alliance, will take over the leadership immediately.
With the majority of our people who expect that this administration will be kept on its feet. In fact, they will see opposition that they have never seen before. I can tell you that. And so it will be a team.
To launch officially Baba's journey to Addis, I'm hoping that our leader, the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, on the sidelines will take time to whisper to President William Ruto that he has a duty of care to protect this constitution on this Katiba Day.
Opportunity, let me also join my colleagues in wishing Baba Raila Amolo Odinga well as he embarks on the pursuit of that AU seat. We have faith in his ability to guide this continent. He has guided our opposition side of government in this country for a while. He has also been part of government for a while, and we know and appreciate his immense contribution to the governance and democracy of this country. We have the responsibility, of course, as he exits the Rokosh scene, to ensure that the part of the constitution that requires a vibrant opposition is kept going.
Next ranking member of the leadership of our coalition is the Honorable Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, who was the 10th Vice President of the Republic of Kenya. So as we stand before the nation, it's a case of the first amongst equals.
Those who want the poor of the poorest access education in this country without being hassled, being taken to KICC for unnecessary explanations, should join us in Operation Okoa Kenya under the leadership of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka.
Ieleweke, as those who are remaining in opposition, that we fight for Kenyans. We will ensure that the government, that which they promised, is indeed delivered to the Mama Mboga and to the hustlers.
The Employment and Labor Relations Court in Nairobi suspended the secondary school teachers' strike organized by the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers (KUPPET) until September 5th. The court issued the order following an urgent petition filed by the Teachers Service Commission on Monday. Judge James Rika stated that the injunction will remain in place until the case is reviewed again on September 5th.
Legitimate issues that they have and which the government is responding to. All that we are asking is that as we respond to them, they should go back to class and continue teaching as we resolve those administrative issues. His Excellency the President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, announced that the government will employ an additional 20,000 teachers by the end of the year to ease the shortage of staff in public schools.
Now, young people have been urged to form groups and register them to help initiate development projects. This call was made by Jennifer Wairimu, the national leader of the Kenya Youth Organization, during the launch of another branch of the organization in Bungoma. Jennifer also called on all 47 county governors across the country to address the issue of unemployment that is affecting the youth.
Lazima sisi vijana tukue tayari. Tukue tayari kivipi? Kufanya organization kama hii ambao kwamba leo tuna launch Bungoma Youth Organization, na tunamsihi Governor Lusaka ya kwamba tafadhali shikilia hawa vijana. Bungoma Youth Organization wamejikakamua, wanajituma. Ningeomba hata governor wote ambao kwamba tuko na representation kwa 47 county, na hii ni county ya 17 kufanya commission. Kwa hivyo ningeomba ambao kupitia kwa COG ya kwamba governor wote shikilieni vijana mikono, kwamba wapatieni nafasi, kwa sababu vijana, they are innovative, they are creative, they have the ability to do whatever they can be able to do.
Youth of this country have united themselves through Kenya Youth Organization, since no any other organization from independence that has ever united youths like Kenya Youth Organization, because all these youths are not being paid, but they came up with a strategy whereby we unite first so that we can go to our elected leaders, to other NGOs, so that we can be able to benefit as one. Because if we are not on the table, remember that